Welcome to the Daily Devotional Podcast with author, pastor, and speaker Zach Maldonado, a podcast about helping you know and enjoy Christ each day.
There's no greater feeling, is there, than when you feel like you matter, when you feel like you're heard, when you feel like you're seen. Not only that, but when someone knows who you are, maybe someone, whether it's someone famous or someone you look up to. There was a woman in the Old Testament. She had been mistreated. She was a slave, so she had no right to anything. She had no daily choices. She always was told what to do. She was mistreated, and out of desperation, she finally fled because she couldn't take the abuse and the pain anymore. Of course, she quickly found herself alone. She didn't have any place to go. She was defenseless and without shelter or food, and no less, she was pregnant. To say she felt scared or lonely and unloved is probably an understatement, right? She wondered, in her despair, we can imagine, did anyone care about her? Or what was happening to her? Or what about her unborn baby? This is Hagar's story. We see it in Genesis chapter 16, verses 1 through 13, and maybe you can relate to her. Maybe you're like, man, does anyone care about me? Does anyone know what I'm going through? Does anybody feel what I feel? Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you don't feel cared for. Maybe you don't feel seen. Maybe it's a job. Maybe a person in your life that you loved, whether a friend or a family member, recently passed away. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe your kid isn't behaving the way that you want them to. Maybe you're in retirement and it's not what you thought it would be. Maybe you just got married and you didn't think it was what you thought it would be. Whatever the case may be, wherever you are in your life, maybe it feels like you're in the valley of the shadow of death and there's no hope, there's no light. Maybe you've cried out. Maybe you've wondered, where is God? God, you're not enough. God, where are you? And as with Hagar, God sees you. One of the first names God is given in the Bible is El Roi, which means the God who sees me. Hagar cried out, El Roi, because she knew that God saw her. God felt what she felt. God knew what she needed. And He sees you. He knows everything about you. And He loves you. And He cares for you. And He's in this with you. And He's suffering with you. And He's not against you. And He knows what you need. He knows what you're going through. He's been what you've been through. He became a human so He could feel what you feel. And He's been through what you've been. And so maybe you're doubting today. Maybe you're wondering what's going to happen. Well, when we can't track or we can't trace the hand of God, we need to remember the heart of God for us, that He promises to meet our needs, that He has people in our life to help us, to be there for us, and to help meet those needs that we need. But more than anything, God sees you, God's for you, God loves you. Things are going to be okay. If Jesus was able to walk out of that tomb, things are going to be okay. I don't know what that means for you, but in the end, no matter what, because Jesus is alive, things are going to be okay. God sees you.
You've been listening to the Daily Devotional Podcast with Zach Maldonado. Join us each day for a new devotional that will help you know and enjoy Christ. For more great content from Zach, including his books, sermons, and more, check out ZachMaldonado.com.